everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Faux Show. Today is Sunday, May 25th. My name is Angela.
And my name is Chris.
And as most of you know, the Faux Show is not a real show. It is a social experience because I don't look at you. I look at the chat room you have here on my iPad.
Oh, the chat room. I've got the chat room full screen on my screen. Boom, right there.
And it's so weird. It's over there on a monitor where we can see ourselves.
That's true.
It's over there.
Doesn't matter, Angela, because all that matters is the best lower 30 on the internet. Right there contains the jblive.tv chat room. We have integrated the live social experience so that way those of you who are too good to show up live can still participate in the live chat experience. And you know, I'm like, you guys might be able to tell, I'm pretty excited about today's topic because we're talking about barbecue.
Yeah.
It's a faux barbecue tips. And I thought, you know, Ange and I have enjoyed barbecue for so long that over the years, we've kind of just come up with little tips and tricks to make barbecuing quick and easy, but still really tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So everything we're going to talk about today is kind of a few things in mind. You don't have a lot of free time. You want to have the best barbecue possible, and every now and then you need some flexibility, like maybe it's just for yourself or maybe it's for a group and things like that.
Mm-hmm. The first tip is, can you just go on to that picture?
Sure,
just
yeah.
the picture?
Yeah.
You always have to sacrifice some onion to the barbecue god.
Yeah, you can see it down there. You always, if you're gonna grill onions,
cut a couple extra slices
yep.
and sacrifice your onion to the barbecue god.
It's the law of physics that if it slips through those grills, but that's okay because then they steam up and they kind of like they steam marinate your food. We actually took that picture last night from our cookout last night when we made some burgers. So I wanted to start with, we're going to be talking charcoal because there's an easy way to do charcoal without taking a bunch of time or money. You want me to show you that real quick?
I don't care. Whatever.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That was the other teaser. That was one last night.
The burger we actually made, that's the results.
That was my burger.
I'll show you my burger here in a second, but let me start with how I recommend you get started with a barbecue. If you've been around a charcoal grill for a while, you already know about these chimney starters. These are the best way to start a grill. There's no chemical taste that you get from lighter fluid, and they're really clean. There's hardly any mess, and they're very easy to use. Just
seriously, throw out the lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Well, dispose of it properly.
Well, or have some fun. But what you do is you just throw the charcoal in this chimney. You use something to start it underneath. You light it on fire. I have a couple of different things I use. I like these starter cubes. This one's from Weber. They're more like wax. Then there's zero mess. There's no paper mess or anything. You just put that underneath the chimney and you light it. And within 20 minutes or so, you will have piping hot coals that took no chemicals, no fluid, and they're just good to go.
There's no chemicals in that?
Well, that's just a little wax cubey thing. And so this pretty much just burns away, and it's really easy to start, too, even when it's windy, which is really nice, and they stay forever. You just keep them. They come in a nice thin pack. I'll have a link to these in the show notes if you guys want to check them out. I'm putting a link to a lot of this stuff. So that's how I start the charcoal barbecue. And the reason why I'm focusing on this right up here front is because to get a good taste on your food, this is how you start. And if you've mainly had barbecue that was started with lighter fluid, you might be surprised that some of that barbecue taste you think you have is actually lighter fluid taste.
Yeah, not so good.
So once the coals were heated, you see what I did here in my arrangement is I have the coals off to the left. So I make a hot and a cold side on my barbecue for most things I'm cooking, not everything. So what I'll do is I'll often keep some unburnt coals that didn't finish from the previous cookout. I'll keep those in the barbecue too, and I'll pour the new coals right on top of those to fire those up. And maybe I'll even leave the lid off a little bit to really get the airflow in there, to really get the coals started up. But you see, by having the coals off to one side, there's no waste, and it lets me do like some controlled cooking I'll talk about here in a little bit with some cools, with having one side cool, one side hot, which you'll see why that's handy in a second. And there you go. You get your airflow set up. Like on these Weber barbecues, you'd be surprised just how much adjusting that little top flow thing makes a big difference. So, and I can send Ange out and say, Ange, go turn that thing, or Ange, what's it looking like? And she can go back and say it's smoking good or not. And I'm not the only one that loves chimney starters. There's Linda Dean right there rocking her Weber chimney starter.
Her new one. Yeah,
that she posted to G+. Those things are awesome. So we'll have a link to that in the show notes if you want to check it out.
Yep, and here's your comment, actually. Single best way to start my barbecue.
Yep, see, I knew all about it. So once you get your chimney starter going, you can use that 25 minutes to do other stuff. See, I think one of the things people look at charcoal starting with is like, this is too much time. I just want to be able to go in there, push a button like on a propane barbecue and have it start immediately. I don't want to waste the time. But what you can actually do while your charcoal starts is you can get other things in the kitchen going. Like I sauteed up some garlic and bacon grease took a little leftover bacon grease, threw it in the pan. Then I chopped up some garlic. And what I did is I got the pre-skinned stuff at Costco that comes in the plastic bag. And you just chop it up, throw it in there. I got that brown, golden brown. And then once the garlic was golden brown, I threw in just a little bit of water and some barbecue sauce and some seasoning. And now I've made the brush that I'm gonna mop the meat with while it cooks, while my coal's heated up. So it's not a waste of time because you can also do things like saute onions, which is one of our favorites, or cook some bacon. This is a good spot to mention baconmethod.com.
Okay.
What?
Well, this kind of goes with charcoal, but
yeah.
That's fine. Whatever.
No, this is a good thing too. This charcoal caddy is kind of jumping back to keeping your charcoal. One way to keep it by the barbecue and keep it quick is by grabbing this caddy. Instead of keeping those big bags around, you pour it in here. This is watertight. I've had it out in the rain before, even no leakage.
Mr. Badger 89 says you can drink while you're waiting.
That's true too.
Brilliant.
So the bacon method, baconmethod.com, is really just take a cold glass pan and a cold oven.
Yep, I got 13 by 9.
Yeah, put as much bacon in it as you can, as it'll fit. And then set your oven to 400 for 20 minutes, a cold oven at 400 for 20 minutes, and then cook it to crispiness. We usually go 21 minutes, 22 minutes, because Angela likes herself some crispy bacon.
And also, if you forgot all of that, it's really simple, but if you forgot it, go to baconmethod.com.
Yeah.
It's all right there.
And the great thing is so while the coals start, these cook, right? So that way, when we go to throw the burgers on, we've got bacon almost ready to go immediately. Bacon can sit for a little bit.
Do you ever cook bacon on the barbecue, though?
It's so easy to burn on the barbecue.
Okay.
I mean, if you do, what I would do is put it in some foil.
Okay.
And then put the foil right over the heat. But see, the other nice thing about cooking bacon this way is it's really easy to recapture that grease and use it for your other cookings.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep, we have a mason jar of bacon grease.
Yeah, and it really is a great cooking grease. And then here's so what we'll often do is the bacon will finish maybe before the burgers are ready, and so we'll throw the bacon on some paper towels, and it'll crisp up while we wait. It's really easy, super convenient. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the meat.
Okay.
I'm excited about this meat because I told you we were going to give you some tips to make it look like you put a lot of effort in, to get a lot of mileage, but have it go really quick. If you got a Costco around you, go try out Morton's of Omaha. They have a tri-tip.
Steakhouse Classic tri-tip.
We grab them by like 2 or 3 at a time sometimes, 2 at least. Throw them in the freezer. And you're not like a huge red meat fan. You'll eat red meat, but you still like this stuff. And so what I usually do, and I don't want you to do this, don't ever do this. Don't set it out on the counter for like an hour before you cook. Don't assume the salt and all that stuff will keep all the bacteria will kill it. Don't assume that.
Wow.
Yes, it makes grilling it easier and gives you those grill marks. And yes, I do it every time I barbecue.
Sounds like a bad story.
But don't leave it out on the counter like I do. What I do, and I don't want you to do this, is I take it out of the fridge about an hour before I cook and I put it on the counter.
Okay.
Don't do that. But it does make it easier to cook.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say like, and I got really sick. And
No,
whatever.
no.
Because,
no, I do it every time.
Because
nobody...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hey, nice. That's awesome.
I know, right?
So the other nice thing about this Morton's tri-tip is if you slice it up, like I did here. So say you're about to make yourself some dinner
Which,
for...
honestly, that does not look appealing to me at all.
Well, you look at it, actually. If you see that all that fat in there, that white stuff, that cooks out.
I know.
You know, it's real good. And so say you're about to make yourself some tri-tip for maybe you and somebody else.
For an Ange.
And then you get a vibe from Chase, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to be stopping by the studio, and he's going to be right there at dinner time." You can break this tri-tip out. If you slice it, it feeds like double the people because then you control the portions. And when you slice meat up like this, you get a whole lot of more range out of it. So this tri-tip goes for like just 2 people that want a ton of meat, or like it'll feed a whole group. And you can get away with a lot by slicing it. And when you slice it, it'll cook faster. And so what I did is I rub mine with garlic canola oil. And then I put a little salt and pepper on it, and I throw it on the barbecue. And you can see in this video here, you see how white that smoke is? That's the oil dripping down onto the coals and then steaming, and then it steams back up onto the meat. And that's why it's nice and white like that, is because that's all that moisture coming off.
You know what's cool about that garlic canola oil is that it's from our local butcher, which is where we find it. I think you can find garlic-infused oils in the baking section too, but I've never seen any.
Oh, I'm sure there must be.
But also, it is great for ear infections.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a pro tip. And at this point, before you put your meat on, you gotta clean your grill. So I should mention, it seems like a gimmick. It's called the Grill Daddy.
Yeah, no association with GoDaddy.
And I actually did see it on a as seen on TV kind of thing. And what you do is you fill the handle with water, and then it has a valve where you can release water, and it steam cleans the grill. It actually works. So what I do is I start up the barbecue. I get the coals really hot. I put the lid on. I let the grill get really hot. That way it starts to burn the stuff that's still on the grill. And then I go in there with that guy, turn on the steam, and just brush down that grill. And it tastes super good. I mean, it cleans super good and leaves no weird taste, so the meat tastes super good. And so you can see here's the tri-tip where I sliced it. I've got some meat directly over the hot side of the coals. So that way I know, okay, these thicker pieces, I'm gonna cook them a little bit longer over the heat. These thinner pieces, or whatever it might be, maybe they're not, they're gonna just cook faster. So I move them over on the colder side, so that way I can rotate things around. So that's where having the hot side and the cold side came in really, really handy.
And you know what I really like on my tri-tip?
What? Oh yeah! One of our favorite brushes. Yeah.
So for the longest time, I didn't like Dijon. Like it was like a. I just didn't do it. But all of a sudden, like I really, really like it. I've always liked mustard, but I don't like mayonnaise. And Dijon is like a hybrid of,
Yeah.
So so I finally do like Dijon, and we've made a garlic butter Dijon. What do you call it? Sauce.
Yeah, that we mop the meat with, and it is so incredible. Good. And so it starts with roasting some garlic. So we get some garlic cloves, and we try to keep it easy. And again, this is something that if I'm going to do roasted garlic, I'll probably start this before I even start the coals up.
Yep. Start that. Put the bacon in.
This is an electric garlic roaster. I think we've talked about this once before on the Faux Show.
Yeah.
And we love this thing. It takes about 40 minutes to get garlic just right, but it is the most perfect roasted garlic ever. You take that out, you put it on top of about a half a cube of butter or so, and you mash it all together. So you got to get your butter softened. And then you throw in some Dijon. You mix it all together, and it makes such a delicious sauce to put on your meat while it cooks. And it's just on a tri-tip like that. It's super tasty. And again, it's something you can do while your coals heat up. Mm-hmm. The other nice thing about having a hot and cold side is you can cook your burgers right over the direct heat, and then you still have room for buns, so that way you can toast your buns on the grill. Nobody wants burnt buns because
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, so there's another example of how I'll use the hot and cold side, and then maybe I'll finish up the buns real quick by throwing them over the coals right before it's time to eat. You can always put a little canola oil on there too. And then here's a great action shot of finishing up the tri-tip. Doesn't that look good? And you can see how hot that gets. Mm-hmm. You see how close I don't know if it's easy to tell in this, but the coals are really close too. I've mounded them up so that way you really sear that meat. And so by waiting till the grill is really hot to throw on the meat, you get those marks on it, and it also seals in some flavor by making it harder for the moisture to escape.
Everybody is getting hungry.
I'm sorry, you guys. And you could really get a charcoal barbecue really hot, which is the great point. That's really a good time to throw the meat on. And just remember, you can control that temperature a lot from 200 to 550, really by changing that top valve that I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. That makes all the difference. And then you can see I finish it up. I still have some of the quicker ones on the cool side.
Yep.
And then it comes time to put on that mop that I made. Yeah. I got the barbecue sauce and the caramelized garlic.
Yum.
Here's the trick about this kind of stuff. You want to apply your sauce towards the end of your cooking. Did you know that? Yeah.
No, because I want that Dijon in it.
Right. It's a little different with the Dijon because the Dijon doesn't have as much sugar. So if it's more fat and less sugar, you can apply it sooner. But the more sugar in your sauce, the later in the cooking process you want to apply it. So the other thing, too, about fats is like that butter or oil-based sauces can cause flare-ups, especially when you're dealing with coals this close. So you've got to be careful of that. And if you have a chunky sauce like mine was with garlic, you're going to expect you're going to lose some of those chunks.
Oh, of course.
But it's because the sugar burns. And so that's why you do the sugar-based sauces like your barbecues towards the end, so that way you don't get that black sauce on barbecue food.
Yep.
But if you got something like the butter Dijon, you can put it on a little bit sooner.
And that's why teriyaki chicken is typically black.
Yes. Because the teriyaki was put on too soon.
Sugar burns.
So there's a burger I made the other day here at JB1 with bacon and onion, and you see I put the cheese on top of the onion because you can pile stuff on top of a burger while it's still on the grill, like onions and pickles and stuff, and then put cheese down on top of it. The cheese melts in and seals it all on. so it doesn't slip off.
Gosh, I am really hungry too.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a close-up of the onions we cooked last night. So what I've done here is I slice onions up. Again, I put that garlic canola oil on there. Put a little salt and pepper in Johnny's. So that way they have some staying power on the barbecue and they're flavored. And you put them on there and they grill up real nice. You can see I've just slapped them right on. And then as they finish up, as the meat gets done, you can see those burgers are done on the barbecue. So I've moved them off to the back. Bring the dogs on because those dogs cook quick. So now let's put them over the direct heat as we're finishing up. And that's also a good time to finish up your onions and any burgers or buns you might need to finish up. So I got one burger. They're like, we want this one extra cooked. So we left that over direct heat. It's kind of fun. All right, so before I give you the finishing shot from last night's meal, we should stop and thank our friends over at Ting who are letting us sit here and talk about barbecue this week, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Faux.ting.com. Go over there and find out why you should switch to Ting because it's mobile that really makes sense. Let me tell you a little bit about Ting. It's no contract, no early termination fee, but here's really the big thing. You only pay for what you use. It's a flat $6. We were just saying that our babysitter might be switching to Ting because she's turning off the data on her phone because it's just costing her too much money. And let's be honest, that's not how this should work. She needs something like the Ting control panel.
Yeah, it's she's got T-Mobile and it's $120 a month.
$120. Here, let's go over to the so if you go to faux.ting.com, you can try out the savings calculator. So you said it's $120 a month?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's say she uses about 500 minutes because she's a talker. And about 300 texts. And you said she's having some data problems. Did she say how much data she uses?
No.
All right. Well, let's just say a gig. Will be favorable, right? And $120, right?
Yep.
And that's before taxes. So it's probably even more after taxes. And it will calculate the savings. If our babysitter switched to Ting, she would save $1,944 in 2 years. That's huge.
Yeah,
so when we get home today, we'll have to tell her about that because there you go, right there. That's more than we're going to pay her in 2 years.
I already did. Yeah, it is actually. And she can probably bring her device, right? Because
yeah, if she has a Sprint-compatible device, she can go over to the BYOD page, and if she goes to faux.ting.com, she'll take $25 off her first month or however long that $25 lasts if she brings her own device. If she didn't have a phone and she went to faux.ting.com, well, then she would just get $25 off her first device. And you can tell her, too, that if she ever gets stuck, she can call them at 1-855-TING-FTW anytime between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., and a real person answers the phone. And, the other thing that's really nice for a lot of people switching to Ting is you don't have to do how many text messages do I need? And I better be safe. I don't want to undercut it and pay a whole bunch. It's just, you just pay for your usage and the dashboard makes it crazy easy. And so does their iOS and Android app. So faux.ting.com is where you get started. Go try out mobile at a flat $6 per month. It's absolutely crazy. You can check out their blog, their BYOD page, and even their coverage page to see if they've got a good data signal in an area that you live. Faux.ting.com. And a really big thank you to Ting for sponsoring the FauxShow. Oop. Boy, that was really boom official. Thanks, Ting. Appreciate it. All right, are you ready for the finishing blow? And then we'll run through our hardware too, because I know we've got a few hardware things to talk about for folks. But here is
oh my goodness,
this is my burger from last night. You audio listeners, it's a double-decker. It's got guacamole, tomato, onion, pickles, jalapenos, and 2 layers of bacon. And this is all made within about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty fast.
You can see the toasted of the, I put a little canola oil on my burger to get it toasted like that. You can put a little butter or you don't have to put anything on there. Here's Angela's. You can see the fresh stuff. It really adds something nice.
Yeah, I don't know why the picture isn't rotated, but yeah, we have an avocado slicer. And
just a little handy-dandy little handheld appliance thing.
It really slices.
Is that not the rotation you meant? Sorry.
No, it is, but one more.
Okay, and there we go. Okay.
There. Anyway, so yeah, it slices the avocado perfectly. None of it goes to waste. And then onions and tomato. And I don't know if you can tell, but with the tomato, I cut out the inside of the tomato because I just really don't prefer it. And these are actually Roma tomatoes, not beef steak or bigger tomatoes. They have a better taste to me. The
chat room asked a very good question, and it was actually a question that Angela asked me last night. How did you fit that burger in your mouth?
I said the same thing.
I basically ate a bite from the bottom, and then I rotated and ate a bite from the top. I ate it in stages like that.
That works.
Yeah, it did work, actually.
Yeah, there was a lot of sauce on that burger.
I like to sauce
There
it up.
was mayonnaise and Dijon and or some sort of
it was honey mustard.
Honey mustard
and a barbecue.
ketchup.
Or no, I'm sorry, ketchup. Yeah.
It's so gross.
That's it. That's all the pictures from my slideshow. But that I tell you what, some dang tasty. Since we moved in here at JB1, we have been eating well. Not that we didn't already eat really well back at home, but there's some really easy ways. Like Costco is a great resource for meat. They have really good ribs too that we like a lot. Do you remember who makes those ribs in the red package?
Oh gosh,
we never get it. Yeah.
No. But yeah, I can pick out ribs.
Yeah, you
like
just
a
feel
pro.
they're good. They come in a barbecue sauce. They're actually pretty good. Now we do have some essential barbecue hardware. These are just tools that I've liked a lot. We've had these around the house for ages. They're all available on Amazon, but you can get them from wherever you want. This first one is this huge arse spatula. It's ridiculously big.
And hopefully, I'm pretty sure you'll see it in the cover.
The episode still.
The episode still.
Yeah. And the thing is, it makes it easier to like scoop up a couple of burgers at once, but you can still just use the edges of it to maneuver. All right, what do you got next? But I like that one.
I didn't realize you had this.
Yeah, there's the charcoal barbecue starter. We've got that. So that's $15.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a pack of 3. That's funny. Yeah. I don't know why you need a pack of 3 barbecue starters.
When you have a studio and a home and...
Yeah, actually, says the guy who has 2 of them. I guess a third isn't that unreasonable.
Let's see. You did the garlic roaster. You did... well, you didn't show the lighter cubes, but all those links are in the show notes if you want to go shopping.
This is just my personal preference. Everybody needs a barbecue that suits their needs, and it might even be propane. If you do want to go charcoal, I got to give a shout out to my boy. The Weber One Touch 22.5-inch gold kettle grill. And the thing that's really nice about this one is it has a catch.
Seriously, because he will never, ever empty the little tray
because it's so messy. But this is you just pop this off.
It doesn't have to be. You just hold it while you pull the pin out.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Hold it while you pull the thing out.
I said pin down.
I know, but anyways, this makes it really easy to clean up because you just remove this bottom tray thing. And the thing the Webers have going for them is they're really sealed tight. So you really get that temperature control. You can also slow cook in a Weber really easily. And they're also pretty easy to put together. I actually assembled the one that we're cooking on. And if that doesn't tell you how, I mean, come on, Ange. I assembled this one.
Yeah, that's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because you don't assemble anything.
No, because you know why? You know why? Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So there you go. Links to everything we talked about. Go out there and just get cooking. And then if you want to share it on a social network and tag us, that'd be fine. That'd be fine too.
Yes, please do.
Now we do have a special. Do you want to get the graphic ready?
I don't. You know what? I never found it.
You never found. We spent all that money and you never found it.
I never found it.
We spent all that money.
Sorry.
So we don't have a FauxShow mail sack graphic. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll see if I can. Hold on. You have Spotlight over there. You just gave it to you. Just search for mail sack over there. I don't know. I feel weird not having the mail sack. Yeah, hit enter. Hit enter on your thing. Yeah, there you go. Oh, this is. There you go. You found it.
All right. Good.
Okay, get ready, Ange, because it's time for the. So that wasn't cheesy at all. The Jupiter mail sack, everybody. Did you know about the mail sack? Because the mail sack is...
Get it out of here.
Wait, what? No!
It's negative in the freedom dimension.
Yeah, that's true, because we hired somebody. They made that in Flash for us. No, not really. Okay, what do we have this week in the mail sack, Andrews?
I actually have to sign out of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you while she does that, I'll tell you about something that we want you to stuff in our mail sacks. It's coming up June 1st, the FauxShow Awards. Ange wants to see your best take at the faux buns. Ange,
yes.
Present them the faux buns. Those are the faux buns. Now, here's the thing. Get back to your thing.
I am.
Okay. Here's the thing, you guys. We do these award shows, and they're powered by your submissions. Turns out, if you don't submit, and I understand this is a hard one, it's faux buns. I got you. I couldn't do it either. But some of you can. I'm looking at you.
You don't have to have hair.
Viewer with long hair. Oh, really?
No, you could throw some, present buns on your head or something, whatever.
Like bows.
Yeah.
Yeah, bows. Yeah. You could put some there you go. What, you jerk? You can't do that? Come on. Send them into Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com. What have you gotten, like 2 submissions?
No, I have, I think 6.
That's almost usable. We actually almost have an episode.
We almost have a show.
But time is running out, very much so.
Yeah.
In fact, like...
It doesn't have to be... Yeah, it's the next show.
The next show. So you've got till next Saturday, or next Sunday to get your faux buns. And Angela, get them in by Saturday. Angela at JupiterBroadcasting.com. A picture of it.
All right. Here we go. Tom writes, don't go to my screen. Tom, do not go to my screen. Don't go to my screen. Okay. Tom writes, I would I'm going to turn this. I would just like to say thank you for what you do. Jupiter Broadcasting has helped me in many ways, from saving money on my phone bill.
Hey,
what? To helping me to direct my career path. I got out of college when the economy bubble popped and got thrown into IT since it was the only job I could get that had a secure future based on the growing rates. It took me a long time to figure out what branch of IT I would like to pursue. I'm in help desk at the moment, but using Linux for so long, I decided to look into Linux administration. Every IT person I personally know loves Windows. Wah, wah. So Jupiter Broadcasting is the best guidance I have for this. I was planning to get certified with Red Hat, and the answers given to someone else about certification just made me feel more secure about my decision. I just wanted to share what Jupiter Broadcasting has done for me and say thank you for it.
Hey, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Thank you very much.
Yep.
It's always nice because I know folks do get stuck in that. And, you know, one of the things that I'm really proud about is a lot of our shows are hosted by folks who have a lot of experience in those areas. You know, like take TechSnap. Not only has Alan worked in IT and I have worked in IT for combined forever, but each of us like almost 15 years individually. Alan also now runs a worldwide video distribution network on a massive scale, right? You have Michael Dominic on Coder Radio, who's actively a developer. He has a small team of developers. They're creating apps. Insights for people every single day, so his insights are extremely valuable. All of our shows are like that. And
I'm awesome.
And Angela Angela spent years literally studying Faux, and she is an expert in Faux. Okay, and so she is uniquely qualified. Yeah, she's uniquely qualified to host this show. So I'm glad that has been beneficial. Do we have one more?
Yes. Robert writes, RSS feeds. Hey, first of all, just wanted to say I love all the shows and watch religiously.
Heyo.
I use Juice to download the shows, so I have a copy of them on my home server. I have recently run into an issue when trying to download both the video shows and the MP3 versions. For some reason, when you add the feed RSS link into Juice, it shows that the audio is the same MP4 file as the video. That sounds like fapping. What's that? Okay. The only show that doesn't do this is Unfiltered, which both work perfectly. Any help would be great.
So I'm not really quite understanding what's happening. So he puts the video feed in, and what? So read that last part to me.
For some reason, when you add the feed RSS link
to Juice, it just shows the audio.
It shows the audio and the video as an MP4 file.
Maybe you could send us some screenshots of that, because that does maybe something. I don't think that's actually a feed problem, though. I think that's something weird happening there. Maybe Juice does some auto detection or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Sorry, I can't answer that one. Can you tell I hooked up the soundboard for today's Faux?
No kidding.
I don't know if you were able to intuit that.
Yeah.
But I did.
Intuit.
Yeah.
Intuit.
Do you want to mention something about Unfilter?
Yes. So Unfilter is on Patreon now.
Yay!
And every day I get quite a few Amazon payments cancellation notifications.
Oh.
Because they're switching to Patreon.
Yeah.
So we've hit 3 of our milestone goals. If you are an Unfilter subscriber, you can switch to this from your PayPal or Amazon.
We're asking you to.
Yeah. Okay, we're asking you to.
Yeah.
And there won't be any interruption in the extra content that you receive, because you'll be receiving it within the Patreon system.
People like it a lot better.
Yep, and you can use your Visa or MasterCard as opposed to having to use PayPal.
You can use PayPal, though.
Yeah, you can still use PayPal. But a lot of people are like, no, I just want to use my card.
Now, what's nice about it, too, is you guys get to see exactly where the show's at, so you can see how we're doing funding-wise.
There you go.
You get to see what our milestones are, what we're going to do after each level of funding. But I think what people really like is not only is there a bit of a community, but there's a little more on-demand element to it, because you get access to the supporter stuff right away. You can, some people are sometimes had problems with the newsletter because of like spam blocking and Gmail.
Oh yeah, stuff. Seriously, yeah. I think it's about 50% people actually are opening it right now, or able to open it.
So this just takes care of all of that. There's just one destination to go to for all that stuff.
Yep,
so
and
really
all 33 of the $33 a month.
They're all sold out. All the guys that get the swag subscription are all sold.
And I will have to say, we're at episode what number?
I think next week is 99.
Nuh-uh. Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I know. We got to get rolling.
Yeah.
It's time to roll.
Okay. So, yeah, that's stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we'll have more stuffs about that in the futures.
Let's see. Am I still in the doc? No.
You got signed out.
All right. Well,
I could click on something if you want.
No, that's fine. I don't think there's, just
What, the Instagram?
You know, the Coda Radio 100 shirts are going to be
heading out soon.
Heading out soon. So if
you want folks to send them. Wow, you put our pictures on the Instagram.
Yes, I did.
There's Angela doing the Macarena in the 6th grade, and then there's me looking like a bouse. I don't know what age that me and the Jack.
I think it's before the one on the left.
Yeah, I mean that's me in party mode, and that's me in going to school mode. I was getting the business done. And you see, I was ready to get business done there. I had business to take care of.
Yeah.
What'd you want to show off?
Oh, just that I'll be posting pictures that people send in of their Coda Radio 100 shirts.
Oh, nice.
Those should be shipping soon.
I wanted to show off this great shot of the crew at the Linux Fest Northwest. Look at that. Everybody, that was us loading in to load up back in April with the Linux Fest Northwest crowd.
Yeah, the Friday night setup. It was, I mean, they're just like, I think Noah really...
Let's go. Yeah. Well, what's funny is the first time like they all were just kind of like only half into it, and so I said, all right, you guys, I effing hate doing selfies. Don't make me take another one. Look excited, and so that's where we got that picture from.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, I think we're all done then.
Yep, that is everything for this episode of the Faux Show. Hopefully next week we'll have an awesome, actually I already know it's awesome. Every submission that I've gotten is great.
So don't forget you can join us live right after not right after, but after the Linux Action Show on Sunday over at jblive.tv. Just go over to jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar.
And yes, it's weird being on this side.
Yeah.
just want to get that in the show.
And this feels just right.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Faux Show. We'll see you next week. Did you enjoy this Faux Show? Well, guess what? You can catch more at jupiterbroadcasting.com and subscribe to the weekly RSS feed.
Are you going to be okay?
I don't know.
I feel like you're acting like this is the first show you've ever done.
Whatevs.
Whatevs. All right, Andrews.
Done more shows than you have.
It's true.